Well, between the birds and the bugs here, I've been working on, in the last couple days here, it's just been a lot of little projects. I mean, as different parts and all that I have coming in the mail are showing up, plus projects that have been slow to finish. I've been staying fairly busy. I mean, lights has been a thing. My dad actually went ahead, and this was his project yesterday. Got a bar going across, and these are lights we've had for a little while. We got one more that I think we're going to mount out, either out there or quite honestly on the back side of the parts bin, so we have some light back there. The only thing is they are plugged in, and we got power cords going to each. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull the wiring back from the old light, which I guess I could, pretty good comparison, right? The plan is to pull that down and then run just a regular box back against the wall. We have enough of the cord to go from the light over to the plug-in, and that way we can still have our switched lights over the bench. I mean, big difference from, well, I can show you. This is with the lights, and this is without. Big difference. But why didn't we do something else beforehand? Well, when you've lived your whole life, I mean, forever, only having one light above the bench, people tend to just get comfortable with what they've always done. And I'm not gonna lie, it is nice having more light under the bench, over the bench, not under the bench. So on the topic of lights, I'm kind of tired of not being able to see with the Bobcat. And that is in the hay sheds when we're stacking hay in the summer, or pulling hay out in the middle of the winter, because we do run it a lot when it's dark out. Plus, when you're in the machine shed here and you're trying to work around the machinery, it's nice being able to see around you, because that dim yellow light is essentially what you're getting from the old lights in the Bobcat. So what I did, and I was aware of these for a while, but it actually came as a kit, $288. That's exactly what I paid, plus shipping. I'm not sure if I could have gotten them cheaper anywhere else. I kind of doubt it. One of the local places, I priced out just one. Just be nice if I had a microphone on, right? But one of the local dealers had just this one light. It was like a little over $100, and I got, for $288, I got both lights for the front, both of the holders, brand new, that holds them in, plus the rear lights, the rubber mount that holds them in, both of the lights and the rear view lights. And these are actually, even for the red lights, are actually an LED little plug-in. What's nice about this kit is that it didn't require any extra wiring on my part. It was literally just plug and play. Unplug the old lights, plug in the new lights. There's a adapter for the front lights here. And I already put in half the lights earlier, and then I got sidetracked. So you can see real quick what the Bobcat looks like with and without. I mean, it's pretty obvious, the different styles. And if I can do this one-handed, pretty big difference as far as how it illuminates in front of the machine. Kind of, well, it's blinding, yes, but typically we're not working around too many other people generally that they have to look right into the light, but 100% of that is from just that one bulb, or that LED. Same thing in the back end. I will go ahead and say, when it comes to the red lights, the standard red lights were actually brighter than the light that they send you for the other side, because that is on. Doesn't really look like it, but the rear view light is just so much better. You can actually see behind you. I mean, you couldn't see with both of the standard lights on the skid steer looking behind you. And that is eBay special, people. Found it on eBay. Same thing with, if I don't shut that off, I'm gonna walk away and run the battery down. It is amazing some of the stuff you can find online. Everybody knows that. What surprises some people is the kind of stuff that you can find on eBay, brand new from actual suppliers. The big thing, probably one of the first big ones that I found, was actually these belts for the baler. I actually have one back here, 220 bucks, delivered to my garage door. This is what they are. Literally the same thing that you can get at a dealer. Fits John Deere 534, 35, 66, 567, and the 4s. There are long and short belts, and these all are from that dealer out in Nebraska, or a supplier out in Nebraska. So that's, well, a lot cheaper than the local dealership. Also, I'm gonna drop my pump here, but managed to get all the fittings on. This just attaches onto, yeah, I thought you would. That just attaches onto the filler fitting over here. So turn this on, plug the pump in, and fill it up, and you're ready to go. I don't know if I'll fill it up all the way to the top, depending on where I'm at, because if I want any hills at all, I don't want to risk any of that expensive enough preservative coming out the cap, because that's what happens when it gets uneven. I have to go through and do the fittings on the pickup fittings yet, but this is out. I gotta actually plumb up the 76 for the electrical, and this is the controller. I actually have this out of the 46 because we have to send this in. I told you there's a whole bunch of random projects that we do have to work on, and it's just trying to remember everything that you want to work on as you go. But I noticed the on track is in the 46, and the last day that we were planting, I noticed that it wasn't necessarily fully engaging the steering wheel when I would turn it on. Well, if you can see, the plastic gear down there is getting kind of chewed up. That is a product of the gear slipping on that metal ring around the steering wheel to turn. It's something to do with the settings. It's not engaging as soon or as easily as maybe I would like it, because I'd go to turn, and if it doesn't disengage quick enough, I slip the gear. Fairly simple to fix. All you gotta do is send it in, and just a plastic gear. I was told that the newer ones are supposedly made with a metal gear, so you're not going to do that. Do have some Loctite. This is an issue with this. This is the pin that goes into the stop, or the mount on the steering wheel, or the bracket, and it likes to back out no matter how hard you tighten it. Put a wrench on it, put a pipe wrench on it, or not pipe wrench, regular pliers on it, and tighten it down. So we're going to go through and got some Loctite. I'm going to Loctite that down, because I don't want to send this in yet, because as you guys already saw, the sprayer is pretty well put together. I'm just got to do the ends on the, whoops, on the valves for turning the sections on and off. This, I started work on this, and we all know what that is, so I can talk to you. That is really not any good for me, and throw that away. This is the box of goodies for running that a hay preservative. put the sticker on because you need to put a sticker on. I mean, looks to me like somebody caught it and already bugged it up. These are the rates that you're supposed to be putting on. I haven't done the math yet as far as the red, green, or blue ends, nozzles. My guess is it'll probably be green, potentially. It'll be red or green. I highly doubt I'll be putting the blue ones in for that high of a rate. Pounds per hour with 3 nozzles. I'm gonna probably go with green because the material that I'm planning, the valley typically yields really well. You're usually putting out a bale in hardly even minutes. We're talking a minute or two, so if even that. So I'm planning on mounting this in the cab. You know where maybe some of you don't, but in the 19-speed transmission, there's actually a couple of screws that hold on the plastic covers around that whole console. I'm actually thinking about taking out one of those screws, putting a bigger washer on it, and then using that to mount it fairly close, which will be kind of a little bit of an inconvenience if it sticks out too much. But what I'm trying to do is mount this in a place that when I'm going to shift up and down, when I'm going to go from forward to reverse, when I got a bale, I can just reach over and hit the on-off switch because this is a manual system. I didn't go for the automatic because, especially in a round baler, by the time the sensor tells you that you should be putting your hay preservative on, it's already too late because it's already wrapped up in a bale. And then you have material that hasn't been treated. So the insurance policy side of me is saying if you need it on part of the bale, you need it on all of the bale. So I'd rather run a steady rate, you know, a necessary rate to at least work for the moisture that we're baling in. But even so, just running something, because this is the kit for the Harvest Tech applicator, which I thought was kind of neat. So we got the rubber O-rings, the little screens, and then the 3 different style nozzles. And like I said, they are just T-jet ends, but I'll probably be going with the greens. I was already kind of factoring that in. As long as I can get it dry enough. That is a huge what if. The whole buying the roller bar, the New Holland rake, and I'm gonna say I kind of forgot I had all that manual in there. I'm gonna pull those out and look at them. I bought that rake for making that hay down there to make small enough windrows that it can dry out in the windrow, even though I'm planning on tightening it up to twice. Same thing with the sprayer. I bought the sprayer because I have that ground down there, because I'm trying to get as much out of that ground as I can. So I'm trying to push the cuttings along the best I can. So I'm gonna go ahead and at least finish this for tonight. My phone already rang once while I was talking to you, so people are looking for me. So that's what's going on the farm. No, we did not cut any hay. It's wet, it's really wet. We got over 2 inches of rain yesterday, and I'm probably shut down from the looks of it, because of the rain we got coming yet. Probably gonna be shut down for a week before we can attempt to cut hay. So stay tuned. Later.